The boy deliberately threw a cigarette but out of the car window. It happened to hit a passing CEO. The secretary was very angry when she saw it. She immediately told the driver to stop the other car. Facing the secretary's questioning, the boy was very arrogant. He said his car was worth $8 million, and he would not apologize to this poor man. Jack heard the noise and got out of the car. But when he saw the car, he froze, because this car was a birthday gift he gave to his fiancée. He called out his fiancée's name. After hearing the voice, Mary got out of the car drunkenly. After seeing Jack, she immediately looked guilty. She hurriedly explained that the boy was a poor student who had never driven such a good car, so she let him try it. It turned out that this so-called rich second generation was actually a poor student supported by his fiancée. Jack ordered his fiancée to hand over the car keys. Under the pressure of the man, the poor student had no choice but to obey. But unexpectedly, after getting the keys, the man threw them into the river. Then he ordered the secretary to immediately contact a towing company to tow the car away for scrapping. He warned Mary that they would be engaged in 3 days. She had better clean up the trash around her, otherwise he would not mind canceling the marriage. After saying that, Jack left with the secretary. This marriage was originally requested by Jack because 5 years ago he was chased by enemies and was accidentally saved by Mary's grandfather. In order to repay the life-saving grace, he took the initiative to propose the marriage alliance. The next day, the secretary brought a contract worth tens of billions. Now Mary's family is facing a bankruptcy crisis. The man used all his connections and finally managed to secure this huge contract for her family. He asked the secretary to give it to Mary as a gift, but unexpectedly, half an hour later, the secretary came back with the contract. It turned out that Mary did not go home last night at all, but took the poor student to the man's wedding house. Not only that, the poor student also invited more than a dozen classmates to hold a party in the villa and drank all the man's treasured wine. Jack was furious when he heard this and ordered the secretary to immediately bring his fiancée to the company. Half an hour later, the fiancée, reeking of alcohol, was brought to the office. Facing Jack's questioning, Mary did not care at all. She said that Jack had so many houses, so what was wrong with letting the poor student live in one? Besides, the man deliberately left her and the student on the highway last night, so she treated this house as compensation for the poor student. Hearing this, Jack couldn't help but slap Mary. In order to apologize to Jack, Mary's grandfather specially held a family banquet to ease the relationship between the two. Out of respect for the old man, the man decided to give his fiancée one last chance. But unexpectedly, just before the banquet began, Mary came uninvited with the poor student. When the old man was about to get angry, unexpectedly, the fiancée suddenly took out the contract worth tens of billions and said that the poor student's company had just started, and as the heir of the Sue family, she had decided to transfer the contract to the poor student. Hearing this, Jack remained calm and said that the gift had already been given, and Mary could give it to whoever she wanted. Now that his favor had been repaid, the two had nothing to do with each other anymore. After saying that, Jack left without looking back. The old man could no longer tolerate it and slapped Mary. Their Sue family was about to go bankrupt, and this contract was the only life-saving straw. But the fiancée looked disdainful after hearing this and said that Jack was very powerful and wealthy, so even without this contract, she could just let Jack draft a new one. Besides, Jack had pursued her for 5 years, so what he did today was just playing hard to get. Tomorrow was their engagement banquet. In order to teach Jack a lesson, that night the fiancé took the poor student out to have fun. Encouraged by their friends, the two became ambiguous under the influence of alcohol. The next day, Mary brought the poor student to the engagement banquet. Seeing that the ceremony was about to begin, the man still did not appear. Just when the guests were full of curiosity, the man's secretary suddenly walked onto the stage and delivered a cancellation letter with a cold expression and publicly announced that from now on, the two families would have no relationship anymore.